All right, y'all. Welcome to Ash Unlocked, and this is Vlogmas Day 2. Really, but not really, because I forgot to do it yesterday. So this is really like part. I guess it is technically Day 2. Anyway, so Vlogmas on this channel is basically just gonna be dedicated to little tips and tricks and just things to keep in mind to make sure that we are our strongest mentally and emotionally as we navigate this holiday season, especially in COVID. A lot of us have lost a lot of people over the last couple years. A lot of us have lost a lot of things. So it's like ultra important to just take care of ourselves and make sure that we are as well as we can be. Not just our bodies, but our minds too. Don't forget your mind and your body are connected. So we're going to make sure we take care of our mind this season. So at any rate, the topic for today is making sure that even though we might have some things where we missed in love and belonging, and I'll explain that in a second, and those things might motivate us to have maybe unhealthy or maybe even unwanted kinds of relationships with the people around us, that we get to choose what those things look like, and we get to set the boundaries with the people around us. That's the healthy thing to do. So let me just explain a little bit more. Well, actually, let me just explain why I think this is an important topic. I work with a lot of people where their family, especially kiddos, their family are the stressor, right? So like the way that stressors work and sort of things that create anxiety is there's going to be something in your environment, a person, a place, a thing, a memory, whatever that is, and then that thing is going to become the stressor. So your mind will see that thing as a stressor, and it'll send that stress response to your body, and then you sort of kind of we freak out, or to put it simply, or the kind of the way that I hear it, or we'll start to feel anxious, we'll start to get worried. Different things will happen to us inside our body, when really it is just the stressor, and it's the stress response that's happening in our bodies. And unfortunately, a lot of the times the people that we love the most are the stressors. And it can be really difficult to set boundaries around like how we invite those stressors into our lives around the holiday season, because the holidays are, traditionally or even culturally about like family, people, gathering, socialization, all those things. And for a lot of us, our family is traditionally who we gather with and socialize with around the holidays. Um, and so let me go back a little bit. So I talked about love and belonging. So this idea comes from something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the visualization of this looks like a little pyramid, and I'll put it up somewhere before I post the video. But it's this idea that we're motivated by the things that we need. So like, for example, if we need like a physiological need, which is going to be our basic needs to keep us alive. So if I don't have no food, I'm going to do some stuff to get some food that I wouldn't otherwise do to get food if food is readily available to me. You know what I'm saying? And if I need safety, I might misconstrue or misunderstand what boundaries look like, because safety is not a thing that was secure for me or is secure for me. So when we think about this idea of love and belonging, we literally need love and belonging. It's a need for us as people. And if that's something we were missing, or this, what we did get in terms of love and belonging was maybe not healthy, then it can be hard to understand exactly what those boundaries look like. So we get older and we start recognizing like, hey, some of this stuff is unhealthy, or maybe it doesn't fit, with who I want to be or what my life looks like. But we get sort of confused because these are the people that we love and these are the people that we care about. And I think, this holiday season, let's really start to think about what healthy boundaries look like around our families. If we know that spending more than an hour at Auntie JoJo's house starts to create a stress response, then give yourself 1 hour at Auntie JoJo's house. Right? Set boundaries around that. We can sort of feel pushed and obligated to, go places that we don't feel comfortable, be around people that maybe make us feel negative things. And while we can excuse me, we can choose to regulate or sort of ground ourselves through that stress response and stay in those environments longer. We don't have to. And we can talk about what grounding looks like in those stress responses. There's like a lot of skills that we can implement if we want to choose to stay in those environments. But I think today, just recognizing early on in the holiday season that we don't have to stay in those environments. We don't have to have relationships that are unhealthy, right? And just making sure that we know what our boundaries are and how to set them in a healthy way, and make good choices so that the love and belonging that we create for ourselves, the things that we do to satisfy those needs, are healthy and they're well thought out. And they work for us. They serve our needs and they serve our wants. And that's not to say that we got to just cut our family off. I'm certainly not saying that. Although if you choose to do that, that's your choice. But I'm certainly not encouraging anybody to do that. What I am saying though is that you have the power to decide who you love and how they belong in your life, and what healthy looks like. And not to have anybody else, not Grams, not mom, not Uncle Joe Blow or whoever, they don't get to decide that for you. You do. And that's why a lot of us who are our families tend to be our stressors. We find peace and solace when we're alone, because there's a conflict there. A conflict or a conflicting feeling in trying to establish who we are outside of those things. But now is as good a time as any to make that choice, to decide like how you want those things to look. Because the choice is yours. So we're going to empower ourselves this holiday season and make choices that serve our needs and our wants, and have good, positive, healthy relationships. And those relationships that we might have that are a little bit strained and maybe we aren't ready to cut off, we can still create healthy circumstances within those relationships. And tell your mama and them you are not on that type of time this Christmas, okay? Because this season is about you and your mind and your health. You feel me?